was like the and transform, and I'm here to cut the bullshit because like
Yeah.
I think the real story is like
Well,
probably wilder, way wilder than the Stranger Things series example. Like that's based on my story, like because
and see, that's
that's
one reason why I wanted to do this interview this way because, like I said, on Raphael's wife's show, we've had a guy come on that talks about the secret space program, and it stirs up certain emotions. So it's just best that we do the interview, so that you can come out with this stuff. Because like this stuff right here that you've been talking about, this is good stuff that needs to be talked about, and I haven't heard too much of it, and it sounds like we're doing a really good. From my opinion, I think we're doing a really good interview. You know what I mean? Because you're getting into some areas that I have heard when it comes to these subjects. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm saying I'm really glad you're here because we could get through it and start talking about some serious stuff that you want to talk about. You know what I mean? Are you happy up to this point with what we've been
yeah,
talking
like
about?
I know I'm happy. Like I can like expose a bit like more in details, like and that's a good thing. I think like people have to know that like and like I'm gonna do a call to all the other survivors or the people that doubt, like guys, like don't waste time. Go and get like regression hypnose. Get your memory unlocked. Like find somebody reliable. I went with Misha Johnston. It was like she's a marvelous lady. She did an amazing job with me, and I have no regret like doing this. Like really not. And like cause like every time there's one of us that dies,
Mm-hmm.
like inside of a year we're being erased, like we never existed, like and like they're just erasing us one by one, and like we got to get stick together, and like we're trained for that, and like guys, we got to take back our place because like you all know what's coming up if we don't do it. So like
Now,
it's a call to everybody, and
now there were
like
a couple of other things too that I wanted to bring up that you had mentioned too, and I was wanting to see if you could probably talk about it. And it still has to do with like this astral realms, talking about the astral realms. Now, you said that you opened up gates, and some of these gates look like mirrors.
well, no, the portal, like
Okay.
because at Montauk, like the chair, like you were talking a bit earlier about the all the wires and the plugs and the catheter, and like that's where like at Montauk. Okay, after the beating up part of like probably I don't know how long, like we got beaten, like slept in the water and all, and like I don't know how many time I spent there, but like at some point, Jack came and got me, and like, oh, nothing will happen to you, and like, we're gonna go on the chair again, like, and I'll guide you back. You're gonna go and open your gateway, and like all the story to like, okay, like, he's there, safe, like, because like a lot of us were losing ourselves doing the astral projection, and like we were just like empty bodies after, like like losing ourselves in the mine or whatever, and they were using us, they were hanging the kids and draining them. So like that's the part that like me when I was practicing young, I was always going like in my area, the schools I knew, and also like when that the test that in the those gasket, I was practicing a lot before that, so like I'm the only one that made it there at that test, and that's why I got sent to Montauk. But yeah, on the Montauk chair now, like after being beat up and all, and Jack bringing me to the chair, like Preston Nichols, like I don't know if any of you guys saw the movie The Montauk Chronicles, but that's really well made. That's an investigation. It was like years of research and like people that were other like survivors I know, and like uh, the people that were working in the project and all, and like Christopher Gaetano did an amazing job doing the Montauk Chronicles, and like it's the best movie documentary I saw reproducing like the what happened there. Like so, like if people want to have an idea of how dark the place was and like the kind of treatment we had, like that's probably the limit we can show that somebody can show on TV, you know, because like there's stuff like I don't think any of us will talk about. So yeah,
Okay, now I am at the point now where we're getting ready to talk about Camp Hero and the Montauk chair. But the one thing I do want you to kind of elaborate on, because we have viewers out there that might not be aware of what you're talking about, but you mentioned the Monarch program.
yeah.
Okay. Now, could you kind of give everybody a little bit of a background on what makes the Monarch program different than MK Ultra and the
It's just
Montauk?
the name that changed. It's the same techniques. It's the just like the evolution of MK Ultra, like with the church trial and like they lost a few documents that came into like public and like they were like court the American president like apologized to the victims and all, but like while he was apologizing, we were still doing this. So like, uh, yeah. So like, I'm here to like show the real colors.
Okay, so basically, the Monarch program is nothing more than changing the name of MK Ultra to
Yeah,
something else.
and like for different like, cause like there's different like probably 200 like sub project that know or like had an idea about. So like but for to train people for different fields, like so all related to those checklists that we were like filling up like through the first appointments and like through the years. So like to and like you know sometimes we wanted to someone had to go in a certain field but they were sent to another field or whatever if they had like stronger point for that, like so but yeah, that's
Okay. Yeah, I kept getting distracted. I got Karma Love and Angel Esperada in the chat, and they keep messing with me. So I'm trying to stay focused. So I apologize about that, Christian.
I know me too, like yeah, I'm talking a bit of everything.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good. But I wanted to get into that so that we can go on to the Camp Hero. And now, before we get into talking about the Montauk chair, could you kind of go into just kind of giving a description of Camp Hero in general and like the facilities
Yeah,
that you had to go to when they were doing all this crazy stuff?
that that was like a place like you know like super dark, like water everywhere, like a dark place. You and all the cage and all, and like you know, like the kids hanging in those over the pans. Like I saw one that was right in front of my cage, you know, and I was scared, you know, of like looking at him because like 8 years old, and you see a little kid in front of you that's hanged up, and like yeah, like I was fucking scared of looking at him, you know, you know, like Pedro de Montoya. So like, yeah, that was like something that you know, like even to this day, like my heart beats up when I talk about this kid, and like that, the Steve too, like, cause Steve didn't make it too long after, like you know, like still Steve, like yeah, he killed himself not too long after that, like. Yeah, he was dealing with a lot of demons, like that. You know, like all the stuff the rituals they did with us. You know, like they were like Aquino, General Aquino, that the military that was like satanist, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we went through a lot of shit in that. Like, yeah, people have no idea, and that's what I'm talking about in my book. Like, like a bit, and like there's going to be a new book soon that's going to be like, more elaborate on this. But this version was really like a lifesaver to like back up my ass a bit because I'm attacking something big here. So
Okay. And we mentioned part about the room with the masks and the monitors and the plugins everywhere with the
yeah.
catheter. Now, do you know exactly what the whole deal was with showing the lotus flower?
Well, that was, I think, like it was talking while Preston was hooking up like everything, like like the hat and all the plugs everywhere, and like the monitors and like the catheter, and Jack was talking and like bringing me to a state of like relaxation, and to calm me down, like from all the traumas I just got out of, like because like he pulled me out of the cage section, to the chair. So that's the time I had. So yeah, the just talking, they put the mask in my face and like explaining me that was a flower that they just discovered in Florida, a floating flower, epiphat or something like that. There's a weird name, I have it in the book. I took a picture of one. So yeah, like a ghost something, and that was the vapor that he was saying that I was breathing in the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And the what else?
The,
He installed a portal. That's the portal, the watery look, that you were asking a bit earlier.
yes.
That's that was on a stand, that they were lining up right in front of us. It looked a bit like a mirror on a today, like a medical kind of lamp, like those the arms. So they
Mm-hmm.
were adjusting it in front of us, and preparing us to talking to us, and the lotus flower explaining to us and showing us the lotus to me, because it was one at a time on that chair, to that the lotus was used since ancient Egypt and ritual, blah 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 blah, and just telling me a bit the story of the flower, and that giving me my mission that I had to go through this portal that was like a purple watery look, and go and through astral projection through the portal and go open my gateway. That everybody had a gateway, but no, it's not everybody that had the chance to go and open it. That it was okay to go that far, that he would be there, so I wouldn't get lost, and he would guide me back. So that's what I did.
Okay.
And when I came back, it wasn't there.
Now,
So
you also mentioned the catheter.
yeah.
Now, that to me implies the fact that you were there for quite a long time on that
Oh
chair.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I went there a few times on the chair, but I didn't went through all the process of the cage and all. There were acid house too at Campiro, and we were going in there, taking drugs, and laying down, and they were bringing us to the without the beating and all the first few times. So but that time, when the place blew up kind of thing,
Hmm.
that's because I didn't like the thing.
Yeah. Now, that's actually the point that where we're at now, because I did want to bring up the fact about you said that there were catheters there, so that tells me that like you were actually doing something with that chair for long periods of times to where you had to have a catheter hooked up to you.
Yeah.
But now, when it comes to this with this chair, you've said made statements where it says it makes anything you want appear.
Yeah.
Okay. and
Yeah.
and it, the part you're talking about the base being destroyed. You in previous interviews, you said that you actually created a glowing monster in your mind
Yeah.
while you were on the chair, and that same glowing monster, I guess, had more than one of them coming out.
Well, yeah, like I had like uh glowing sticker album,
Mm-hmm.
and like my mom like like was shown how to take care of me during the project, like over covering me kind of thing while I was at home, and like like sleeping early, no light, and blah blah blah. So I had those stickers, and like those stickers, like I was putting them at the sun, as all day, like while I was going to school, to have like those as a light, like under my blanket in bed at night. So that was my little routine, so I thought of that like on the chair, and like as like waking up to Jack not there, and like the memory of the Steve that's like I didn't know if he was dead, the kid that was dead in front of my cage. I didn't know if I was gonna be killed, because like I saw that Jack was just fucking lying. So yeah, like I think protection mechanism. I didn't know nothing really scary at 8 years old, like except like my glowing monsters, and that's what I thought of. And like they just like it's a portal, like a kind of round light that appeared on the wall, and they were coming one at a time, and like just like going each in their direction, and like smashing the place and killing people. So like yeah, that's what happened. That's the truth. Like I'm not shitting you. Like that's really happened. Like so yeah, that's how that place closed, and how like the few survivors that, because I saved a few kids that day, like doing this,
Mm-hmm.
like because like 1% of us would have made it out there. So like yeah, we were like still there were a bus. So
No, I know, like, the last interview I seen that you did, a lot of people in the chat were asking if you thought they were angelic or anything, and if they would have been listening to you, they would have known that you were saying that you created this in your mind. You know what I mean? And
yeah, it's my stickers. Actually, it's really like my stickers. Like they were like there were original monsters in those days, like like 6 monsters or whatever. And I had that kit in my book, and like that's what came out. And like, but like human size, but like a glowing sticker, like boosted, like really, really, really like strong, like because like the place was so dark, like the contrast of those were really like you weren't missing them.
yeah. Now, Raphael had to leave, but he told me that I should ask you um, how you coped with remembering all of this.
It was something hard, honestly. Like the time I like process all this, like like hard to like even function, like to go to work, or like just crying, like realizing all this. And I'm like I'm a tough guy, but like the memories of stuff, like wow, like it's stuff hard to like digest, and like to accept and deal with and all. But like at some point, I understood that, like that wasn't like me that wanted that, or like I was just lied to. My parents were lied to. Like all the victims of MK Ultra have been lied to. Nobody would do this for fun. Like like so yeah, like it's something hard to process. Took me a few years, like to like deal with this and put this in those storage like compartment kind of thing, and like not go too deep in those memory